To believe that I, a poor, black, and racially profiled man, could be a part of the hope for kids in Yemen, Somalia, and Honduras felt empowering. I felt important, included, and useful. I thought my life could matter. I believed my black life did matter. A shift was happening internally as I perceived things to be changing around me. Perhaps now, with a black president of the United States, I could be taken seriously, given the benefit of the doubt, and assumptions of fear and intimidation and anger toward me would lessen. I started to function as though the following were true for me too. We are the people that we've been waiting for. Be the change you want to see in the world. These quotes from Obama and Mahatma Gandhi, respectively, started to take over barbershop walls, t-shirts, and store windows. It felt good to feel integral to the movement to make this country a better place. Not only could I belong in this country, but I also could contribute to and even lead its transformation. That is not the narrative I grew up hearing. It's the narrative I heard of white people, both here and abroad. The only place I felt valuable was in black churches. Gospel music and black preaching weren't theater, performance, or entertainment, but just us being us before the Lord. And now we, the ball dunkers, fast runners, and entertainers, could also be legitimate leaders and key contributors to the future of this country, not just its slave labor. But then, the American equals white equals male equals Christian forcefully reasserted itself. Press in. Don't look away. I urge you to acknowledge the tension you might feel, but not judge or disengage. With your skepticism and questions fully present, would you hold on to them and continue onward with your heart tuned to understand? There is a deep need for peacemakers in this world, and we can only mend to the extent that we are willing to engage with what's broken. The deaths at the hands of law enforcement of Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Eric Garner, Sandra Bland, Walter Scott, and the ever-growing list of African Americans now memorialized online eroded any hope that formed in me. This realization continued for me as I came to understand that this was a problem not only for my immediate ethnic community, but also for those I had previously been unable to consider because of the blindness induced by the plight of my own people. Native peoples in America make up the highest percentage of police-involved killings, and the Latinx community suffers numbers comparable to the black community. Both experience the plight of invisibility with little to no media coverage. The weight of this compelled me to pray, write, march, and organize. These were all efforts to feel seen, heard, validated, and valued in a culture that casts me and other people of color as dangerous and disposable. More poignantly, I remember sitting in a Sunday service on the Upper East Side of New York City the day after George Zimmerman was acquitted. The worship leader opened with a time of prayer and invited the congregation to pray aloud. Prayers for sick family members, a husband looking for a job, friends in need of healing, and more people to know Jesus filled the air. I was waiting for anybody except me, the only black person in the room, to say, "God bless the family of Trayvon Martin." No one did. The church that was supposed to be my sanctuary did not see Trayvon, so this church didn't see me. If it did see Trayvon, his black life wasn't worth mentioning. His black life didn't matter. And if I met the same unjust demise, my black life wouldn't matter either. The pastor would stand before a congregation segregated by race and class with the proclaimed desire to be inclusive, but when prayers are invited, no prayers would be offered for marginalized communities that were not in the room. When Terrence Crutcher was killed in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I had never felt so disposable. Grief was unlocked within me, and I wept in bed beside my wife Priscilla, trying to make sense of a country that did not want me. America's systemic oppression of the poor and people of color were illuminated again by police murder. This, coupled with unparalleled protection and empowerment of those with privilege and power, left me depressed and in a daze. I had to confess, this is the country and the American church I'm a part of. The church that I long to belong to doesn't avoid injustice, silence dissidents, and ignore oppression. It doesn't tell